Previously on the Fenland Biker.
NC500. Let's go!
That is the last time you'll ever see that helmet that clean and that shiny.
For fuck's sake! First fuel stop of the trip. Nationals! Hang on, it's a process, is this? Hello, you. Hello. Oh, I've turned upon a proper vehicle. This is internal combustion. It's great technology, is this? This is the last time for quite a while I'm going to be in a proper building, sleeping in a proper bed. Weather's nice. Yeah, by this time tomorrow I will be on the NC500. There we go, that's first fuel stop of the day. That is another fuel stop done. Scotland forever!
I did meet a van life wanker at the petrol station.
I made it. I ache. Everything aches. My arse aches, my legs ache, my knees hurt, ankles hurt, right wrist is hurting from being on the throttle all day. That is probably the hardest part of this trip. Done. I am so tired. I'm eating this and I'm going to sleep, like I said. So, yeah, I'll see you in the morning.
I ate all of that and now I feel a bit sick. Oh, time for bed.
And now, the continuation.
Morning. It's one of the advantages of being so fucking exhausted that you go to bed hours before you normally do, is you wake up early. It's currently 5:22 AM. I normally wouldn't be seen dead at this hour, but I am likely the only person awake on this site. So I'm going to get my shoes on and I'll go and show you around before everyone gets up. Here we go. So I'm going to speak softly because I'm still in the tent area, so I might wake people up. This was my humble abode of last night. You know what, it's actually quite a nice little sign over there. I thought it was another group of bikers, it turns out it's a group of Germans.
Don't mention the war. I mentioned it once, but I think I got away with it all right.
One of them is awake already, but I think he's just got up to have a piss in the bushes. We'll go up this way. That looks like it was a campfire of some sort. Not bad, not bad. No one used it last night, but still. We'll go up this way. I'm going to head towards the toilet block because I badly need a piss. There they are, look. All of them on their magnificent German machines.
I'll find the fan belts that have been lost for 1,000 years!
This thing here I was especially impressed with. Yeah, some sort of camping pod trailer, towing it behind their big pickup truck. Given the price of camping gear, that thing probably costs more than the bloody pickup truck. Yeah, it's not bad here. This is Kessock caravan site. It's 1 mile outside Inverness, which you wouldn't know. Inverness is literally a mile that way. It's so quiet and peaceful. But yeah, up here, look. You've got sinks for washing up and drinking water. There's a washing machine and dryer around here. Probably won't have time to use them today, but still. Right, let's have a piss. Oh. That'll wake you up in the morning. There's another chap up walking his dog. Tell you what, the water definitely tastes different up here.
You know, in London, you switch on the tap, it's like, you switch on the tap up here and you go, la 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 la.
Oh, he's going out that way. We'll leave him to his dog walking. So this is day 3, I suppose I could say. I mean, it's the first day I'm actually on the NC500. It took me 2 days to get up here, but it's day 3 of my holiday, so I'm going to be calling it day 3. If you don't like it, get angry in the comments. But yeah, the site comes all the way down here. I pitch my tent over there, next to the Germans.
I'll do that for anymore.
I needn't have bothered. I could have gone down here.
there's like next to no signage or anything. Bit late now, I've got to pack it up in a few hours. Yeah, I couldn't go all the way down here. It's nice and peaceful down here. I keep going on about the Germans, but...
Who won the bloody war anyway?
They were perfectly good neighbours. So, what's down here? Yeah, I could come all the way down here into this corner. Guy there with these tent box. I looked at them tent boxes, looked at getting one for the car. They start at £1,000 for the smallest one. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. £1,000 for basically a tent that goes on a roof rack. I'd rather just have a normal tent and put it in the boot. Let's go back up here. I have to say, as much as I was actually enjoying it, enjoying the scenery, yesterday was probably the hardest day I think I've ever had on a bike. Except for maybe one day when the group I was with had abandoned me in London and I had to make my own way home without navigation in a massive hail and rainstorm, thunderstorm. Yeah, I was only 50, 60 miles from home, but don't know London at all, and ended up eventually on the M11 in this thunderstorm doing 20 mile an hour on the hard shoulder because I just couldn't fucking see. Probably the most dangerous it's ever been for me on a bike. Yeah, certainly the coldest and wettest I've ever been. I was frozen, but I did actually really enjoy it. I wish I'd known that wasn't on a deadline though, then I wouldn't have rushed so much to get here. It's literally, you come in here, this is the main entrance, you can just go straight down there. I came over to this sign here, it says, yeah, new arrivals pre-booked, please come in, choose a vacant pitch and settle in. Tents are at the bottom of the site, please use the car park provided. Well, no one actually did use the car park provided because I haven't found a provided car park. Everyone's just parked their cars and bikes next to their tents, but whatever. Yeah. The only time you ever need to do anything is if you're not booked and you like to stay, in which case you phone Linda or Rod. So I didn't need to worry about getting here and checking in before 6 like it says on the website. I just needed to turn up whenever I sodden well felt like it. I could have taken my time at every fuel stop. I could have stopped as soon as my arse started hurting instead of pushing on until I had cramp and could barely work the controls because my legs had gone to sleep. Yeah, fucking hell. Yeah. If you're watching this and you're planning a trip like this, it's a nice place. It's a good place to stop. But ignore what it says on the website. You can turn it wherever the hell you like. See, it looks like it carries on up here. I won't do too much of an explore up this way. Oh, so that's it. That's a turning circle. So there's 4 caravan pitches there. It looks like there's another 5 further down. There was a sign for it. And this is just a turning circle. Oh, okay. Let's go see what's up here. I am a bit peckish now. Doesn't look like you can go any further. This gate's locked. Give you a bit of the view. You really are up in the woods here. There was something showing on Google Maps that said Kessock Christmas trees. I think that's them there. Those certainly look like Christmas trees. But this entire area right up the top of that hill there, it is just covered in trees. We'll go out to the main road. I'll see what I can show you. There's not much of a view from here because of all the trees. If it weren't for the trees, it'd be magnificent, but I'm not going to complain about the trees because it's good to see heavily wooded areas for once. Obviously getting hungry and thinking about food. I've brought food with me. It's all evening food. None of it's really breakfasty food. Last time I did a camping trip, I just bought breakfast every day. The only food I've really brought with me was to film for Strange Things from Across the Pond, which I did from the beach. I am going to do something like that on this trip. Maybe not today, and not here. But when we get out onto the coast, find somewhere nice, we'll do that. Yeah, let's see what's down here. What I said about you being able to just turn up, you can do that at the moment. These bits here though, it looks like they're planning on putting in some sort of gate or barrier. So if you're watching this, say next season, it's currently June of 2025, maybe double check that information that you can actually get in outside of hours. They're obviously doing some sort of improvement. If we look at that, that looks like it's there to support some sort of barrier. If we look in here, yeah, look, that's what those long thin things are, and that'll be the base to stop you going in and out so much. You might still be able to just get in and out, but I'll probably end up being a buzzer or a code system. One of the campsites I'm going to have emailed me to say they've got AMPR, and they say, oh, stop at the gate, wait 3 seconds. If you're booked in with the correct registration, it'll let you in. I'm thinking, I bet you've got that pointed forwards. I've only got a number plate on the back, so it's not going to let me in on the bike, even though when I booked it said I have a bike. Let's see what's up here. Try and show you a bit more of the view. Old farmhouses up there. The one on the very left though looks brand new, and I bet he has a gorgeous view out of those bedroom windows in the morning. He's probably not a farmer anymore. He's probably something annoying like a consultant, but whatever. Let's see what's down here. That building down there is Drumsmittle School. It's called Kessock Caravan Park, but I'm actually in a place called Drumsmittle. Kessock is kind of the area, the county, you could say, almost. Well, not the county, but yeah, the area. And this particular place is called Drumsmittle, like a village. Right, this looks to be about as far as we can go. That's someone's driveway and someone's house. Up that way takes you to that posh house up there. So we won't go up there because that's literally his driveway. It's possible that what I've just walked up is private as well, but I'm not going to worry about it at 5:30 in the morning. It's probably fine, but we'll count it as private, and that's definitely private in there as well. So this is about as far as we can go, is this gate here, but that is probably the best view so far. Let's pan around. So caravan site is there. Inverness is there, the other side of those trees, and down. The suspension bridge, which hopefully my camera got some good footage of, is down there as well, which takes you into Inverness. And yeah, I keep mentioning the whole being on a timeline yesterday, and I really do wish I'd known, because it did kind of spoil the journey a bit. You know, I'd have happily arrived at say 7 or 8 o'clock and just gone easier on the bike and on myself and taken my time yesterday, and I think I would have enjoyed it more. But never mind, what's done is done. The rest of the trip, it's maximum 140 miles a day that I'm doing, so no rush whatsoever. Got all the time in the world to do that sort of trip. And like I say, you are literally 1 mile, 1.5 mile from Inverness here, but it is very peaceful. I can faintly hear the sound of lorries going on the A9 at the bottom of the valley. Well, it might be the A80 or something like that, but the motorway down there. Other than that, and by the time I get back to the caravan site, you wouldn't know. It's only a mile away. It is so peaceful. Right, I need a coffee to start the day, and then I need to get some breakfast in me. Let's get going. Let's get it done. Hello, you lot. You've all come running over to me. I don't have anything for you. I'm not the farmer. Can you say hello? Oh, I can't even get to you. Oh, fuck. Just staring at me. Can you say hello? Yeah. I'm not food, but I will stroke you. Yeah. Careful that barbed wire. Yeah, I've heard I don't have the food for you. Also, you guys look kind of young, so I'm probably not going to get too close. Mother cow there is looking at me very suspiciously. Oh, you're barging in. You four must be the young'uns, that's why you're so curious. Yeah. No, I don't have anything for you. Sorry. I'll bring you a coffee in a minute, shall I?
At some point, off the back of this, I will make a video detailing all the gear that I used on this trip. Again, for anyone who might be planning one. I did have the idea to do it before I went on the trip, but there just wasn't time with working and packing and planning and everything, so I'll do it after. And I suppose doing it after, I can kind of review how all the equipment performed as well. This morning we're having a Starbucks vanilla latte. Cheers. Here's to a good day.
So I said, let's have a good day, or let's do a good day, don't know why I said that. And it was, indeed, a good day. All the days were good, in fact. Unfortunately, it wasn't really the best morning, as you'll find out in a minute. On the upside, though, those little sachets of coffee were really good. I had one every morning on this trip, and I was pleasantly surprised every single time. Anyway, let's crack on.
Right, time to pack up. Right, need to get changed. Let's go.
2 hours later.
Right. That was an absolutely disastrous start to the day. I got the tent packed away, as you saw. Got everything ready. Went and got changed. And then it started raining. And I thought, it's only light rain, and it's meant to brighten up. I know. Pop down to McDonald's, it's only 3 miles away, get me some a breakfast, and wait for it to stop. The second I left the campsite, oh my fucking god, the heavens opened. And I got absolutely soaked. I haven't taken the lock off this, I can't go anywhere yet, fuck's sake. So, my pants have soaked through. Hopefully that goes off and nobody cares. Yeah, my pants have soaked through. Water was hitting the front of my jacket and has run down into my crotch, so my bollocks are soaked through. My jacket isn't as waterproof as it claims to be. It was starting to come through around the elbows, and the sleeves are soaked. They haven't repelled any water. So I think it's safe to say I need to redo the waterproofing on this shit. But it has brightened up. It's still threatening to rain, but it's not raining, so we're going to get going. Slight change of plans though. I was originally going to go meandering around like Applecross and all that lot, finally making my way over to Port Henderson, which is where tonight's campsite is. This one's got more facilities. It's got a restaurant, well, a cafe, and it's got washing and drying facilities, which I will probably end up taking advantage of. But it's also got electric hookup for tents, so I can recharge my battery packs and my phone and everything.
Right, sat-nav is set. It's 74 miles, 1 hour 45 minutes, so we're going to get there around the time that you're allowed to check in. I will, of course, stop for fuel along the way, but there's not a mad rush to do that. Let's just back this out of here. Get comfy. As comfy as I can. I expect there's a petrol station around here somewhere. So yeah, I was cold and wet. I could barely see even my little phone holder for navigation. You have no idea I'm here, do you, fella? Misted up, so I could barely see that thing. It was just starting to run down into me boots when I got to McDonald's. All I'll say is, it's a good job I've brought extra socks. Oh fuck, speed bumps. I'll go around that. Where's the fucking exit? I'm just following this guy, but I don't think he knows where he's going. I think he's just driving down to Matalan. Right, can I get out down here? How do you get out? Oh, that's an exit there. Oh look, there's a petrol station right there. We're going to go in there. So yeah, it started siling it down. So I've got no footage of the ride because I was trying to protect my camera. Is it in here? I mean, it'd have been fine, but as soon as it started bouncing it down, I just stuck it in my rucksack. I thought, this is going to be useless anyway. I call that all places to let. Can I rent a Tesco? So yeah, fucking disastrous start. So I've got soggy legs, soggy bollocks, slightly damp arms, and damp gloves. Once I've filled up, we'll have the heated grips on though, that should help dry my gloves. How the fuck do you get to the fuel? Must be this way. Oh, what the fuck, you can't get across it. Fucking Scottish car parks are a bunch of shit. Bloody Scottish. Honestly. Going on about freedom for 800 fucking years.
Oh, freedom!
You already have it. You can't design car parks, your money is silly, and the whole place is full of Germans. But I'm joking about the Germans. They were actually quite good neighbours. I thought they were going to be up all night laughing in German. But no. I mean, I was pretty fucking tired, so they may have been doing that, but I didn't hear them. And then, after I'd had my morning coffee, I fell back asleep. I only woke up when they were all leaving, and they rode past me tent at 9:15. Otherwise, I'd probably still be there asleep. So, the Germans proved useful. Right. Oh, look, they have got E5 as well. I'm getting rained on even under here. Right. Fill her up now, and then I can easily make it to the campsite. But yeah, originally I was going to go down to places like Applecross and muck around and explore. Instead, I'm going to go direct to the campsite, pitch the tent, yada yada, and then see what the weather's like. If it's brightened up, I can always go back out. But if it's staying miserable, I'm going to stay at the campsite. At least then I've got somewhere dry I can hide in the tent, and I don't get any wetter. Because the only thing worse than wearing wet clothing is having to put on wet clothing when you're already nice and dry. Yeah, if I get to the campsite, I've got the best chance of getting dry and then staying dry. There we go. Oh no. So that's 5 litres exactly that's taken, and it had done 68 mile. I should have fucked around in the car park some more, shouldn't I? I've done 69 mile. Giggity.
Giggity, giggity, giggity.
And it's a 13.5 litre tank, I looked it up, so yeah, It probably would do about 120, 130 mile on a tank, but I probably shouldn't push that to the extreme. I think refilling at 100 miles is ideal, but I don't need to worry about it as much as I was on the way up. Right, let's go pay. Number 9, please.
Are you on the receipt with it?
Nah, you're good, thanks. Cheers. Right. Right, let's go. It's fucking raining again. I should have set off. I was sat in McDonalds and it brightened up and stopped raining. I thought, oh, I'll finish my coffee and then I'll go. I should have just jumped straight on the fucking bike. It seems to be coming in from the east, and I want to head west, so with a bit of luck, I will outrun it. It's over there, it's blue skies. Behind me, it's miserable as fuck. Let's just get going. I can't avoid it, can I? Just got to get there. I'll have heated grips on 50 for now. See how that goes. 74 miles, and I've checked there's a petrol station like 2 miles from the campsite, so we don't need to worry about fuel, we just need to worry about getting there alive, and hopefully not too wet. This is fine, this is light drizzle, this is no worse than I had yesterday for a short time. Earlier was fucking horrendous, it was like riding through a shower block. I may as well have just parked my bike in the shower and sat there, at least it'd have been warm. It does highlight, however, that I really need to look at some better riding gear when I get home. That can be another lesson learnt. We'll beat you, campervan. There we go. Yeah, blue skies ahead. That's what we want. Let's go. Oh fuck, back onto the A9. I never want to see the A9 again. As long as I fucking live, I don't want to see that fucking road. And yet here it is. Right. Now, unfortunately, audio quality is going to suffer now, but there's not a lot I can do about it. This officer doesn't want to wave at me. I've been waving and nodding to every biker I've seen. What's interesting is I do that when I'm at home, and I don't know, I'd say a third, maybe a quarter, actually do it back. Up here, it's like 99%. You know, even the ones that are overtaking you give you a wave. Now, whether or not that's just because people are more friendly in Scotland, I don't know if people are more friendly in Scotland. Their accent makes them sound terrifying, but, you know, whatever. Here we go, over the bridge. Just pulled over for a stop. Batteries had gone in the camera, got 48 mile to go, but it is actually really quite warm now. I'm almost dry. There's only me bollocks to dry out. So let's get some pictures though. I've brought my big camera with me, but if I'm honest, this phone does a fantastic job. There was a lock further down the valley, that direction, and I don't know when the camera cut out, but the road is winding around the shore of it, and then there's a railway to my right, and the railway follows the road, and there's no fence or banking. It's like literally they had a barrier, like a motorway style crash barrier, and then the railway is there. So if a train had been coming along, I'd have been racing the train. And I was saying, it's epic. I am having the time of my life right now. Absolutely fantastic. This route and these roads so far, they're like something out of Top Gear. When they go on their specials on the adventures, and you see them going on all these epic roads in foreign countries. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. So, and if there'd been a train for me to race against, that'd have been even better. That'd have really been like an adventure. Sadly, there wasn't anywhere to pull over and get pictures by the lock. It's not a lake, it's a lock. But you'll just have to take my word for it. It was epic. And yeah, I'm sure there'll be plenty more to come. Interestingly, the phone is staying charged as well. So I don't think it is the phone. I think it's the charging port on the bike. I've had to pull the wire out ever so slightly to get it to do it. So I might need a new wire, or perhaps a new port. Right, let's get back on it. I am feeling nice and dry though. Thank God. Turning my heated grips back off. It's actually really warm, although there is an horrible rain cloud behind me. So I'm going to get going again. Let's just try and get there, shall we? The bike is performing superbly as well. Yamaha really know how to build them. Right, we're all sealed up. Yep. Good. Now I actually missed the turn off, so I need to go back on myself. What I didn't know was this NC500 is it's marked. There's signs to help you follow it, the route. That's really bad of me. Chin strap. There we go. That's better. Oh look, the railway is there. Literally the other side of those plants. And the speed limit for it. Oh Jesus. I get to overtake it. This is a perfect spot for a chocolate bar. Oh.
There's the train I was wanting to race against. Look at those carriages. Interesting.
Right, let's set off again. These lads in front of me have turned up in a classic Mini, covered in stickers. It's got the rally lights on the front, the jerry can on the top. They look like they're having the time of their life, to be fair to them. That does look like fun. I do wish I'd done something like that with my mates back when I was their age. We talked about it, but we had different interests. Not all of my mates could drive either. I think I was the only one of my close circle of friends that could drive. I did have a thought on the way over, and it's about travelling. Now, when you finish school and before you go to university, there's always talk of travelling, and plenty of people do it. They go off and they travel the world. Now, I could never afford to do that. You know, you just can't do it. And I mean, I've heard of people going off and, you know, they'll get odd jobs, you know, I don't know, picking fruit and such like, and, you know, earning a few quid and paying their way around. But really, you need to either have a lot of money saved up or have parents, relatives that are willing to just constantly send you money and bankroll you whilst you're out gallivanting. So yeah, I couldn't afford to do it. Would I have liked to? Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to have gone travelling the world, and I hope to one day be able to do that in adulthood. But what I would say to the youth of today is, if you're wanting to do something like that, but you can't afford to go around the world, that isn't your only option. You know, I just went and got a job and spent the summer getting ready to go to university. I literally just worked at Asda the entire summer and built up as much money as I could, and then just went and got pissed for the next 3 years. Going abroad isn't your only option. Come here and do this. Doesn't have to be on a motorbike, doesn't have to be on a car. You can cycle it. There was a train just went past a minute ago. Christ, you can even hike if you want to. Probably will take you all year if you want to hike, but you can do it. But yeah, don't think you have to do the whole round the world for an entire year, spending boatloads of money. You just don't. You don't have to do it. You can have just as much of an experience coming out here. And yeah, it's great out here. I am loving it. I've just video called my fiance as well to say this is where we're spending our honeymoon, and that's the end of the matter. We haven't started planning the wedding yet, but I've already got the honeymoon sorted, you know. Priorities. Right, next stop promises even more spectacular views. Let's get going. Train! It's stopped there! How do you get down to this railway station? I want to have a look. Is it down here? Can I go down there? Yeah, let's go down there. Yes! Yeah, railway station, that's what we want. Oh jeez. Chap's bike on the verge there. I hope he's alright. Don't know how he's got it there, but
I've gotten distracted again. Let's go have a look at this. The Royal Scotsman. That looks like it'd be a fun train journey. That looks awesome. These steps have seen better days. What's up here? Oh, look at this. How cool is it up here? So the sign down there says stop, obtain token and permission to proceed, and you can see just in front it goes to a single line, so presumably he's waiting here for a train to come down this way before he can then head up. But this looks cool. It's a diesel locomotive at the front, the sort that you'd normally see pulling 50 odd coal trains, coal trolleys or whatever they are. And then the front one is marked as the observation carriage. There doesn't look to be anyone in it, but it looks pretty nice inside. And then this one directly below me is the dining car. That's full of people, and it looks like a fancy restaurant. And then behind me appears to be all the seating. They've called it the Royal Scotsman. Not the Flying Scotsman, obviously, but still pretty cool. Let's go down the other side and have a look. The driver's just got his feet up. He's got his sandwiches up on the dashboard. He's just on his phone. No idea how long he's going to be here for. But yeah, looking in through the windows of the dining car, it does look like a very posh restaurant. And it's 1:20, so yeah, that makes sense. People are going to be eating. This front one here, the observation car, looks like some sort of lounge. It's just full of sofas and all sorts. It looks like a very old-fashioned type of train. Oh, here comes the train. It's a standard passenger train. It's not fancy like this. Yeah, that's coming in. I imagine this geezer will clear off. Lady there just getting on. She looks like staff. She's got a blouse and a waistcoat. Looks very railway-esque, and a kilt to go with it. Let's go further back before they all clear off. See what's back here. Are these going to be regular seating for passengers? Oh, look. That's a full-on kitchen as well. It's got all the tickets and a chef in there. I bet these people paid a lot of money for this. Yes. Yes, they did.
That's another dining car. And that is a sleeper cabin. That's cool. Oh, sweet. So they're sleeper cabs. Yeah, there's a little bed and everything inside. I wonder how long you're on this thing then. Oh, I think he's getting ready to go. The blue light at the front now is flashing. So presumably that means he's... I know nothing about railway signals other than red means danger. Fucking stop. If you don't stop, you die. Oh, here we go. Look, it's... Yep, getting ready to go. Right. Very cool. Very cool. Right, let's carry on. I have decided I am going to do Applecross after all. It started raining a little bit back there, but it stopped and it weren't too bad. And yeah, the weather seems to be holding off, so we'll keep going. I don't really want to let a bit of rain and a bit of discomfort cut short my trip. For one, it's the NC500, not the NC420, for example.
Head southwest towards A82.
Haven't even set off and I'm already distracted by something else. There's a petrol pump. What's that there for? Oh, it's not a petrol pump. It's a bloody vegan electric charger. Buh. No, thank you. That's that chap's motorcycle. I hope he's alright. No fucking idea how he's got it there though. He must have come down that verge and it's ended up there. Been there a long time though. There's plants growing through it. Seats being taken off. It may not have been an accident, you know, it may just be abandoned. Whatever. Let's carry on. Holy shit.
Can I just say, this is fantastic. I am having the time of my life riding today. It doesn't matter that I'm cold and wet in June. This is just wonderful. This is just great. I could sit here all day, but I need a wee and I'm getting really very cold, so I need to get to the next town over. But that is just great. The camera just doesn't do it justice.
Just noticed as well, the bike has just ticked over to 17,000 miles on the clock. 17,004 to be exact. Can't remember how many were on it when I got her, but I think it's reasonably safe to say this is the most work this bike has done in its life. Right, let's go down that hill.
Can I just say, these signs were everywhere after this point in the route, and there didn't seem to be any enforcement of it, but people were respecting it. I really think we need these all over the country, and they need to be enforced as well, because the 40 Everywhere Brigade are an absolute menace to society around where I live.
Jesus, what am I letting myself in for here? I need a 5-minute break. Road to Applecross, Bailick Nabar, maybe? This road rises to a height of 2,053 feet with gradients of 1 in 5 and hairpin bends. Not advised for learner drivers, very large vehicles or caravans and motorhomes after the first mile. Fucking hell. Alternative low-level route is 7.5 miles back that way. Right, I suppose I need to just get on with it. Okay. I will record as much of this next bit as I can, but we're not going to get all of it. I'm at least 30 minutes away, according to Google. That assumes, of course, that I'm going to be doing 60 miles an hour on this road, and I certainly ain't doing that. I've changed the batteries, that's not an issue. The issue is there's only 24 minutes worth of recording space left on the camera. It's got a 256 gig SD card in it. Chap behind me reading the sign thinking fuck. But the SD card is nearly full. All the footage from the first 2 days. I do of course have another one. I have another camera with another 256 gig SD card in it, but it's A, buried deep in my luggage and I don't feel like getting it out, and B, I'm not even halfway around and I've already filled up an entire SD card. Yeah. Stop here a second. I've been naughty again, forgot my chin strap. There we go. Right.
It's gone past. This guy's brought his tipper. Oh, dearie me. Keep the bucket down, mate. Please don't start tipping stuff out. God, we've got to go all the way up there. He's going in there. Excellent. Oh. Cheers. I mean, I was going to let you at the next passing point, bud, but you know, alright. Jesus, my ears just popped. I wonder how high. Well, I'm approaching 2,000 feet. He's letting me up. Good. Cheers. This bit's
Alright, I know I said I'm short for time, but that is too good of a picture.
Alright, let's carry on. 8.5 miles. Right again.
riding into the clouds. Holy shit. I've never ridden into the clouds before. I've driven into them once, I think. It was alright driving in them, it was just a bit foggy and wet. Had a thought, hopefully the camera's still rolling. If I break down up here, the AA are not gonna like me. I'm going to ride into a cloud. I'm going to steal all your data. Seriously though, this is proper adventure bike riding.
hard work now. Come on guys, up, please just drive forwards. Please don't stop on the hill. Cheers. Guys, I don't have another gear to go down to. Go on. This is a bit bloody bleak up here. How can I still be going uphill? Cheers. Back down now.
And that is, unfortunately, all she wrote on Applecross Pass. I do regret looking back, not just changing the memory card out on the camera so I could have filmed the whole thing, because it was pretty epic. Everyone I've talked to since coming back from this trip has asked me, did you do Applecross Pass? But you live and learn. I went into this, I'd researched campsites and where I wanted to stay and how far apart they were, but I'd done almost no other research on like sites and things I wanted to see. I literally just wanted to ride the route. So yeah, never mind. I am thinking of doing it again, perhaps next year or maybe the year after. A few people have said, if you've done it clockwise, which I did, go back and do it anti-clockwise, and it's supposedly a very different experience. I'm a little dubious, I don't see how different it can actually be, but maybe I'll give it a go. I haven't yet decided where my next big adventure is going to be. I can, however, describe what it was like, the rest of it, I suppose. Once I started going back downhill, the main thing that stuck in my mind was I couldn't engine brake down the other side of the hill. Anyone who's ridden a motorbike will know they engine brake really well. When I was doing my lessons, my instructor said, if you're slowing down, make sure you press the brake, even just very lightly so that your brake light comes on, because people don't expect bikes to slow down as quickly as they do. And a lot of people get rear-ended because their brake light isn't on. But going down the other side of Applecross Pass, I've got the bike in first gear, clutch all the way out, and it's running away from me. I had to be on the brakes the whole way down the other side just to control my speed, which was an interesting experience. However, the Virago took it well. I was waiting for the brakes to start fading, but no, not at all. It really is a cracking machine. Got some pictures about halfway down the other side. In the distance I could just see a nuclear submarine. I'm not sure if you're supposed to see them. I don't know. If after this video goes live I suddenly stop uploading, then, well, I guess the SMP got me. Never mind. The other unfortunate thing is I got to Applecross, but it was getting that late in the evening that nearly everywhere was closed. Everything except the petrol station. So there wasn't much to see when I got there. After that, I left the camera off. I was concentrating on the riding because, believe it or not, the roads actually got even worse than Applecross Pass, if you can imagine that. I had one more curiosity stop when I came across a dam down on one of the roads. I was ready for a break anyway. And then the next stop after that was the campsites, both of which I will show you in a minute. In conclusion though, Applecross Pass if you get the opportunity to drive it, ride it, cycle it, I suppose, then go for it. It's certainly an experience, that's for sure. Right, back to the rest of the trip.
I've stopped. There's no possible way to make it to the campsite before the office closes, but I'm not overly concerned about that because it says on the instructions they've got AMPR for the barrier, so I should be able to get in. And if not, it's only a small motorbike. I'm sure there's a fucking way in. I just hope their cafe/restaurant is still open when I get there. Oh, I realised a few miles back I've actually been on the bike nearly as long as I was yesterday doing 600 mile up the motorway, except I've only done maybe 140. Granted, I have been stopping and getting off a lot more, more time for shenanigans and walking around. Oh, much lower speeds, much bumpier roads. I filled up at Applecross. They have a little community filling station, which is great because it's a really isolated place. Maybe a bit pricey, $147 for unleaded, but I was expecting that. The cafe and everything was shut. I set the sat-nav from there and it came up 61 miles, 2 hours. And so, yeah, averaging 30 mile an hour, it's probably right. And that's as fast as I dare go. But yeah, I just had to stop because my knees are killing me again, and it was getting hard to work the gears. I've never been so bloody busy on the gears on a bike. Fuck me. I'll tell you what, I'm probably not supposed to, but let's walk down here. Have a look what's down here. This says it's part of SSE's renewable energy. So this dam, although it's very small as dams go, must therefore be hydroelectric. There's a sign up there. It says this is a drinking water supply. Let's go to the top of the hill and have a look. I just got rained on as well about 10 minutes ago, so I am soaking fucking wet again. Yeah, look at that. It's a random rowboat in the middle. Don't know why, but there we go. So it looks like if it overflows, it flows down into there. The only place that's actually letting water is over there, which I'm assuming is where the generator is then. Or it's somewhere under the dam. Yeah, because if we look over there, that's fenced off, but there is water both sides of it. It's not a walkway, so that'll be to stop, silly swimmers and boats and such like being sucked into the turbine. And then presumably it's let out through there. And then that will then, I guess, feed down somewhere. Just feed down through the valley. I'm also assuming at some point, somewhere, it's pumped to people's houses if this is also drinking water. I don't know. Could be interesting if it ever did overflow. Because this area down here is wet. But if the dam ever did overflow, it would be just a torrent. But I'm guessing that doesn't happen very often because there's like trees and shit growing down there. So, I don't know. Right. A van driver just slowed right down to look at me. Gave me a right funny ass look, so probably knows I'm not supposed to be in here. So I'll head back to the bike. I'm only 6 miles from the campsite now, so next time you see me, I should hopefully be in my tent. Okay, that is, day 2 of the NC500, day 4 of the holiday done. Is it day 3? It's day 3, I'm being daft. Day 3 of the holiday finished. Pitched the tent. Unfortunately ran into a Scottish male Karen. Fortunately not a very big one. Basically just refused to do what I asked, and then he just went back inside and gave up. So not a very good Karen, I'll give you a 1 out of 10 for effort. I've come over the top of the sand dunes at Sands Caravan Park to look out at the sea, and it's gorgeous here. It is very windy and quite cold. It's really wish I'd brought a jacket and some trousers, but never mind. I suppose I could always put my bike jacket on if I was really cold, but I can't be arsed. Conclusions for today.
It has easily been the most challenging day of riding I've ever had. Crossing over Applecross Pass, oh my god. I mean, there was only 20 minutes of it recorded, that's all that was left on the camera, and my god, it was like some narrow mountain goat path, and it's busy with bikes and cars and construction traffic somehow. It's too narrow and winding to get HGVs or even large vans up there. There were no camper vans or anything going up there, they don't fit. So they were having to drive the steamrollers and the dump trucks and the JCBs up to the top of this fucking mountain. It was mad, but I suppose there's no other way of doing it. I think the whole road is due to be resurfaced. But yeah, utter madness going up there. And at one point I got stuck behind a Nissan Qashqai, of all things, that was going so slowly I couldn't even ride in first gear. I had to keep slipping the clutch to match their speed and not go into the back of them. And there's signs all the way up that say police notice, allow traffic to pass you, right? And that's not just coming towards you, that's, you know, that are going faster than you, and they're just ignoring it, you know. And whenever a car did come the other way and they had to move in, they'd move in and stop in the middle of the passing point, which meant when there's a big queue of traffic behind them, they're then just blocking the road. And everyone's beeping and waving, move forward, and they're just not doing it. You know, yeah, utterly ridiculous. Should not be on the road, let alone a road like that. But made it all the way to the top. I did think about taking a picture, but I was riding in the clouds. We actually went up that high. I rode into a cloud. And then coming back down the other side, I had the bike in first gear, trying to engine brake, and it's just running away. I was just on the brakes the whole time. It was so steep and winding. Yeah, not as bad coming down, because the Nissan Qashqai had eventually moved out of the way, but still, fucking hell. But yeah, did that, made it to Applecross, filled up with fuel, and then started making my way here to the campsite. It's called Sands Caravan Park. I keep saying it's Port Henderson, it's not, it's like a couple of villages down, but close enough to Port Henderson. Yeah, and that journey took 2 hours, 61 mile, took about 2.5 hours. I stopped a couple of times because my arse was hurting. But again, narrow single track road. It didn't go over the mountain like the pass did. Instead, it just followed the valley and stayed along the coast. I can actually kind of see the coast that I was on from here. I'll show you in a minute. But equally narrow and winding and busy, and my average speed was probably about 20 miles an hour. Well, I know it was because after an hour of riding, I had to get off the bike, take a break, have a piss, and I'd done 20 mile. I felt like I should have done like 80. It was really hard work, but really happy I did it. I've had challenging rides before where I've been miserable. This was the most challenging, but also the most rewarding. So yeah, good day, very good day. I am once again regretting not bringing trousers and a jacket with me, because I am getting really quite cold sitting here. So I think the highest it got up to today was 16 degrees, which is 10 degrees less than it was predicted to be when I left my parents. Actually, no, I tell a lie, more than that, because it was 29 degrees when I set off my parents. 29 degrees at 8:30 in the morning. That's how much of a difference it makes. That will be going in lessons learned. It is a lot colder up here, even in June. And I'm not even the furthest north I'm going to go either. I may have to get a jacket. So, but yeah, only downside, and I'm going to go and check it now, is the back tyre on my bike looks fucked. When I left, I checked all my tread depths and pressures and everything, and they were good. The back tyre it's not new, but it looked good. It had a good like 3-4 millimeters on it. It looks a bit smooth now, so I'm going to go check it, and if it is as fucked as I think it is, I
may have to go back to Inverness tomorrow and get another tyre put on, which is an expensive one. It's mileage and all. One does all the progress today, and it also means that to get from there back to the campsite it'll be about 300 miles, which is not what I wanted to do. Unfortunately, there is not a single motorcycle repair shop north of Inverness according to Google, so I'll have to do it if it's as knackered as I think it is. I only glanced at it earlier because I wanted to go get some food. I had fish and chips. It was mediocre. But yeah, if it is as knackered, it might just be from riding it on the grass. You know, maybe I didn't look properly. But yeah, I did check it this morning as well before I left, after doing, you know, the 400 miles on the motorway, thinking that, you know, just in case I've like flattened it off or squared it off, as people say, and it looked fine. But today has obviously been a much harder on that tyre, because it was just constantly winding and braking and accelerating. The bike did perfect, absolutely brilliant. Yeah, like I say, it wasn't very high speed. You know, you can count on one hand the number of times I made it to 60 mile an hour, say. But yeah, constant braking, then accelerating again, uphill, you know, downhill, constantly in low gear, and motorbike's engine brake hard. But it wasn't enough. I was still accelerating, so I was on the brakes sometimes for, you know, several hundred yards, maybe more, just trying to control my speed down all these narrow mountain passes. So yeah, I need to go check that. I'm not doing anything with it tonight, because what's the point? Everywhere's shut. So yeah, tomorrow could be back to Inverness and then back onto the route, which will be probably about 300 mile, which I'm not looking forward to, but means must, I suppose. Right, back in that tent, get warmed up.
Quick look before I go inside. I said I'd show you the view. So this is the campsite that I'm staying at. So all up there is caravan parking and some motorhomes. Then you come round at the back, they've got static caravans and those bloody glamping pods are £200 a night. Fucking ridiculous. Oh wait, yeah. I'm over there, so toilet block there, and then that third white van on the right, next to that, that's where the Scottish mail camp is, next to me. Can't quite see my tenant bike from here, but that's where I am. And then this is where I've come from. So I came along this coastline here to get to the campsite. The road runs along the back of it there. The entrance is just over there. But I'll check the map. I believe I've actually come from over there. I just made my way around in and out, because at some point I could see the sea, but it was on the wrong side of me. I felt like I was going in the wrong direction, but I think what I was actually doing was making my way inland, so that I could then make my way out again. But yeah, this is the view. The island right up there, as far as I know, there's no way to get to it. No, but there we go. And I'll be heading up that way with any luck, as long as I don't have to go back to fucking Inverness. Right, now I'm really cold. I'm going to bed. See you tomorrow.
Thank you for watching The Fenland Biker.
Please don't forget to press the big button here in the middle to subscribe if you haven't already done so. If you liked what you just saw, please click the like button below and leave a comment letting me know what you liked about it. And as always, thank you for watching.